A soft breeze crossed the courtyard on Kethra Prime. Sunlight fell through a ring of blue-leaf trees and painted gentle patterns on the pale stone. Delegates from many worlds walked between small cultural booths. Music and calm voices floated in the air. Near the edge of the plaza, a simple human table showed a few items: a paper book, a stringed instrument, and a tiny projector that played short clips of oceans, mountains, and cities. Some delegates paused to watch the waves roll and break. They smiled. Humans looked friendly, they said. Humans looked soft. Staff Sergeant Maya Ortiz stood behind the table with her hands folded. She wore a clean uniform with a small patch that read, "Medical Safe Passage," because today she volunteered at the Peace Fair. Her voice was warm when she greeted visitors. She explained that the book told stories about courage without hate. She let a young Kethran child strum a gentle note on the instrument. She laughed softly when a curious Xyrix accidentally tapped the projector and made a whale sing. It was a good day. It felt like a day where everyone remembered how to be kind. Across the plaza, a group of Xyrix officers shared quiet jokes. The Xyrix were tall and strong, with polished chest plates and proud posture. One of them, Commander Varen, spoke just loud enough for others to hear. "Humans are harmless," he said. "Look at them. They host music and pictures. They argue about rules when they should train their arms." Several delegates nodded. They had once seen a human officer stop a fight to move civilians to safety first. To them that seemed strange. They had learned that winners in war move fast and break what stands in the way. Archivist Thalen, a Kethran scholar with calm eyes, did not laugh. He watched the human booth and tilted his head. Kindness did not always mean weakness. He had learned that from old records. But he kept his thought to himself and listened. A bell rang from the council hall at the center of the plaza. The blue doors slid open. A messenger whispered to the ushers. The fair grew quiet as a notice echoed across the square. "Delegates, please attend. A minor border incident requires guidance." People began to walk toward the hall. Maya packed the instrument and switched off the projector. She fixed the strap on her small case and followed the line of delegates into the cool, high room with a round table and soft lights. Inside, holograms showed simple icons: a flashing dot for a refugee shuttle, a skull and star symbol for pirate raiders, and a small line marking a neutral corridor that protected civilians. The name of the raider clan brightened on the display: Black Meridian. The room murmured. The pirates were known for using tricks and mixed signals. They liked to hide behind bystanders to make others hesitate. A counselor from the Seldari rose. "We must act," she said, "but we must avoid harm to the passengers." The Xyrix commander lifted his chin. "Then do not send humans," he said with a short smile. "They will hesitate and cause delay. We should board quickly and end confusion." Thalen leaned toward his microphone. "Commander, the Council invited many worlds to this fair because we seek better ways. Perhaps we should ask the humans to speak about their rules first." There were light laughs from a few seats. "Rules," someone whispered. "In war?" Another voice. "Humans make lists for everything." Maya stood when the chair recognized her. She did not raise her voice. She spoke in simple words. "The human forces follow laws of war," she said. "These are not about fear. These are about care. We protect people who are not fighting. We respect marked medics and ships that help the wounded. We give fair treatment to captives. We use only the force we need to stop harm. And when the objective is reached, we stop. We make records so truth is clear later. These lines are old lines. We drew them after hard lessons." A junior officer from a distant trade league lifted a hand. "Why limit yourselves?" he asked. "If you are strong, you do not need lines." Maya looked at him. "A line is not a chain," she said. "It is a guide that keeps a strong person from breaking what should never break." Several delegates shifted in their seats. The Xyrix commander's smile grew thin. "So you admit it," he said. "You hold back. You step aside to make room for rules. You waste time." Thalen tapped a note into his slate. He asked gently. "Staff Sergeant, some have heard the phrase war crime, but they do not understand." "What does it mean?" "A war crime is a line you do not cross," Maya replied. "Even if you think no one watches. It means you chose to harm those you must protect. It is not a small mistake. It is a break in the center of trust. We made these lines because we have seen what happens when there are no lines." The chamber grew quiet. For a moment, the only sound was the soft hum of the air system. Then the hologram changed. The flashing dot for the refugee shuttle jolted and turned red. A caption appeared, "Our boarding. Transponder compromised." The neutral corridor icon flickered. A second caption. "Civilians on board. Pirates claim shield of non-combatant status." Maya breathed in once. The Xyrix commander slapped the table. "We go now," he said. "We disable the engines, cut the hull, and sweep the decks. It ends before the hour." "Commander," Thalen said, "what if there are medics in the marked bay? What if a rushed breach harms people who are not fighting?" The Xyrix spread his hands. "Collateral events happen," he said. "We regret them and move on." Maya opened her case and took out a small projector. She placed it on the table and touched a button. A new model appeared, more detailed. The pirate ship, the shuttle, the docking clamps, the paths of air ducts and maintenance corridors. Her voice stayed calm. "We can do this and keep everyone safe," she said. "We can follow the lines. We can start with a map. We can talk to the pirates in a clear channel that is recorded. We can show them that medics and children are protected by the room, the hall, and the galaxy watching. We can guide the civilians to safe spots with lights and signals in their own languages. We can lock certain doors in a way that looks like nothing, but feels like the right path. And we can time each step so panic does not start." Someone scoffed. "You will warn them?" "Yes," Maya said. "Warning is a bright line. If they act after the warning, everyone will know whose choice it was. Records matter. Not only for blame, for truth." A Seldari counselor leaned forward. "How long will this take?" "As long as it needs to take," the Xyrix commander said with a laugh. Maya did not match the laugh. "Long enough to save lives," she said. "Not longer." She pointed at the model. Blue dots showed possible safe zones. Green lines showed airflows that could carry a mild scent marker, gentle and harmless to lead the crowd like a trail. Small icons marked the medical bays and the emergency suits. "We will not fire through a wall we do not understand," she said. "We will see first." "We will talk with clear terms. We will invite a way out. If the pirates still choose harm, we will isolate them without harming others. We have tools for that. Dazzlers that do not burn. Pressure door overrides that close slowly so no one is pinned. Data links that show what is true when lies begin. And we have patience. Patience is also a tool." Thalen watched the room. He saw doubt, but he also saw curiosity. A Union delegate whispered to his partner, "If they can do this, it changes things." A traitor shook her head and whispered back, "Or they will fail and prove the Xyrix right." The chair of the council raised a hand. "Commander Varen, Staff Sergeant Ortiz," she said. "The refugee shuttle is in danger. We must choose a course. Do we send a fast strike and risk non-combatants, or do we try this careful way?" The Xyrix drew himself up. "Speed ends fear," he said. "Give me a squad." Maya lifted her gaze. "Please give me a joint team," she said. "A few Marines, a few Xyrix observers, and Kethrin medics. Let us show a method that keeps the lines. If we succeed, the pirates lose their favorite mask. If we fail, we learn fast and change." The chair looked around the circle. Eyes moved from the proud armor of the Xyrix to the small, steady projector light on the table in front of Maya. The hologram painted gentle blue on her cheek. She did not look like a fighter. She looked like a teacher who did not give up on a class. That image worked on the room in a quiet way. "Archivist Thalen," the chair asked, "as neutral historian, do you support this?" Thalen folded his hands. "I support anything that keeps children safe," he said. "The human plan seems built from that center." The room considered. Then the chair nodded. "Approved," she said. "A small joint team will depart at once. Staff Sergeant Ortiz will lead the operation. Commander Varen, you will send observers and assist as requested." The Xyrix commander paused, then inclined his head. "Very well," he said. His voice was polite but cool. "We will see if lines can stop men who do not draw them." Maya switched off the projector and put it back in the case. She thanked the council and walked toward the exit. As she reached the door, Thalen caught up with her. "You did not raise your voice," he said, a little surprised. "I did not need to," she answered with a small smile. "The lines will speak. We just have to hold them." Outside, the plaza was still bright. The blue leaves whispered again as a light wind passed. A shuttle waited on the pad with a Kethrin medic team already aboard. Two Xyrix stood near the ramp, quiet and watchful. Maya took one last look at the human booth. The ocean clip still held a frozen frame, a wave just before it curled. She thought of the child who had strummed the instrument. She thought of the refugees now sitting in fear inside a cold dock. She climbed the ramp and felt the deck hum. The joint team's Corvette lifted from the pad with a soft push and a low hum. Through the forward screen, stars widened into a calm river of light. Inside the cabin, Staff Sergeant Maya Ortiz checked straps, helmets, and the small body cam lights on every chest. A Catherine medic named Sori adjusted a case of bandages and gentle sprays. 2 Xyrix observers stood near the bulkhead, armor polished, faces set. Commander Varen did not speak. He watched and waited, as if the quiet itself were a test. Maya brought up the pirate ship on the holotable, a long, worn vessel with patched plates and uneven heat marks. Beside it, the refugee shuttle looked small and tired, still clamped to the Raiders' docking ring. "Here's our plan," Maya said, voice steady. "We do not rush. We see first. Then we speak. Then we shape the space so fear goes down, not up." She tapped the projector. A cloud of micro-drones, no louder than a whisper, flowed from a launch tube and folded themselves into tiny, bright dots on the screen. Drones will map vents, doors, and life signs. We look for marked medical bays. We check every corridor for trapped people. We record all of it. She glanced around. Our words, our choices, and our steps will be seen later. That is good. We want the record to show that we kept the lines. The Xyrix observers exchanged a look. Varen finally spoke, cool but curious. "And if their leader threatens the engine?" "You said we would not rush. Engines do not wait." "We planned for that," Maya said. She flicked to a schematic of the pirate engine core. "Their safety interlocks are old but still there. If someone tries a dangerous trick, we will block it before it becomes harm." She did not say more. She did not need to yet. The Corvette eased into a shadow arc near the pirate ship. No alarms, no flares, just the slow spin of a vessel that had seen too many rough jobs. The drones reached the outer skin and slid through hair-thin cracks, then painted the inside with points of light. A quiet map. On the screen, the refugee shuttle showed 32 life signs: children, adults, elders. In the pirate corridors, 15 more spread and moving. "Begin clear channel," Maya said. The comms officer opened an open band line, recorded by neutral beacons the council had placed around the sector. Maya spoke in a calm tone. "Black Meridian vessel, this is Staff Sergeant Maya Ortiz of the Joint Team. You are holding civilians. They are protected by neutral law. We are here to help move them to safety. Your medical bays and any surrender attempts will be respected. This transmission is recorded. You will be treated fairly if you stand down. Please respond." Static, then a sharp voice. "You have no power here. Try to enter and you will be blamed for harm to your own people. Leave or we open the shuttle to space." The Xyrix observers shifted. Varen whispered, "Empty threats. We cut them off before they act." Maya held up a hand. "They want us to rush," she said. "We will not." She split the map into layers. "Sorry. Mark the nearest quiet rooms where we can guide civilians to wait safely. Comms. Prepare friendly audio cues in the shuttle passengers' languages. Simple words, slow phrases, gentle tones." She tapped the green line icons.
"Guidance lights?"
"Ready," said a marine tech. "We can send low-glow strips along the floors and walls. They draw the eye but do not blind." "Do it," Maya said. "But not yet." She pressed the comm open again. "Black Meridian vessel, this is a second notice. You are responsible for the safety of civilians in your care. We have marked medical bays. We will not fire on them. We will send medical help if asked. If you move the civilians to safe rooms and step away, this will end without harm. The record is open to the council." The pirates replied with laughter and acclaim. "The humans fired first. We have it on video." Maya nodded to the comms officer, who switched the channel to picture-in-picture. The body cam feeds appeared in the corner with timestamps and location tags. They showed calm hands, sealed holsters, and measured breathing. "Your claim is false," Maya said gently. "The record shows the truth. You may still choose safety." She kept her tone even, never sharp. The micro-drones returned new data. A few doors with misaligned servos, an air duct near the shuttle that whistled at a specific pitch, and a maintenance hall whose lights flickered on a pattern. The tech looked up. "We can use that," he said. "If we time the flickers to a walking pace, people will follow without panic." "Good," Maya said. "We use everything that comes. Begin guidance. Lights towards safe rooms, soft audio in 3 languages, and a clear message. Walk, do not run. Follow the lights. Help those who need help. Keep telling them we are not here to harm anyone." The Xyrix commander watched the map shift. Blue dots, refugees, began to move, slow and steady, from the shuttle's cramped seats to the nearest quiet rooms. A child hesitated at a corner, then stepped forward as the floor strip glowed softly. An older passenger steadied another with a hand. The guidance voice repeated, "Walk, breathe, follow the light." "Why warn the pirates too?" one Xyrix observer asked under his breath. "Because fear breeds mistakes," Maya said. "If we lower fear, fewer mistakes happen. If we are clear about what is safe, people will move to safety. That includes the pirates. They can choose the safe path as well." A sharp tone cut the air. The pirate leader's voice returned louder. "Leave now or we vent the engine bay," he snarled. "We wired it. Your rules will make you slow, and slowness will bring harm." Maya was already moving her hands across the hollow. "Engineering team, execute step alpha," she said. The techs used the drone's data to touch hidden control lines. A hum passed through the pirate ship, soft as a sigh. Old safety interlocks reawoke. Protective plates slid into place around the core. Pressure locks sealed with a green status flash. The pirate leader paused, then shouted, "What did you—" "The engine will not explode," Maya said, calm and clear. "This is recorded. Your crew will be safe if you walk away now. Your choice will be remembered either way." Silence stretched. On the map, 2 pirate dots flickered, then moved toward the nearest safe corridor with slow steps and raised hands. A Marine at the boarding hatch spoke into the local channel. "If you surrender, fold your tools, place them down, and sit. You will be treated fairly. You will receive aid if hurt." "Boarding window in 30 seconds, the pilot said. "We are in position." Maya nodded. Team A to the shuttle ring. Team B to the maintenance hall. Catherine medics center line. Xyrix observers flanking each medic group. Body cams on. Recorders checked. The hatch opened with a soft release. Team A crossed the narrow bridge to the docking ring, boots quiet, lights low. Team B moved along the maintenance corridor, guiding strips showing a gentle path. No one shouted. No one ran. The rule was simple. Calm makes calm. At the shuttle ring, a pirate tried to raise a handheld device. A dazzler flashed a short, non-harmful burst and the device fell with a clatter. "Hands open," a Marine said in a firm, even voice. The pirate looked at the body cam light and sat down, breathing fast but unhurt. A child in the refugee group began to cry softly, overwhelmed by the strange lights and narrow halls. Sori, the Catherine medic, knelt to the child's level and offered a small cup of cool water. "Breathe in, breathe out," Sori said, matching the words to the guidance voice. The child took the cup and quieted. A body cam caught the tiny smile that followed. On the bridge, Commander Varen watched every angle. His eyes tracked the smooth movements, the careful pauses, the way Marines and medics let bystanders pass first. He had expected noise. He saw design, then a setback came. A door at the end of the corridor refused to open. Behind it, drone microphones picked up a tense voice, a pirate shouting that he had sealed himself with a control panel and would break things if anyone came near. "He is near the water lines," the tech said. "If he cracks the pump, the corridor floods with steam." The Xyrix observer looked to Varen, who lifted his chin toward Maya. "Now your patience breaks," he said quietly, as if inviting her to prove him wrong. Maya moved to the bulkhead control and sent a request through the ship's old system. Not a force order, but a maintenance check. The panel responded with a series of soft beeps. "He cannot break what is already in safe mode," she said. "We said it when we woke the interlocks. He just does not know yet." She opened the comm to the closed room. "You are safe," she told the pirate. "If you open the door and place the tool down, you will get fair treatment and clean water. This is on the record." For a moment, nothing. Then the door slid open. A tired face appeared, holding a dented panel. The pirate placed it gently on the floor and stepped back with hands open. A Marine nodded and applied a simple clasp to his wrists, careful not to tighten too much. Sori handed the pirate a cloth to wipe his forehead. He looked surprised, then relieved. Across the ship, the last groups of civilians reached the quiet rooms. Medics checked pulses and offered blankets. A Xyrix observer, almost without thinking, helped an elder lift a bag to a bench. He blinked at his own action, then left the bag neatly in place. The pirate leader tried one final trick, a false broadcast, shaky and noisy, claiming that council troops had damaged the shuttle. Maya signaled the comms officer, who brought up the synchronized feed. Timestamps, locations, steady frames showing no damage. The false claim faded in the face of clear proof. Hostage transfer is ready, a Marine reported. We can move small groups to our corvette in turns. Do it, Maya said. Slow is safe. Keep the lights low and the voices calm. They walked people out. Morning on Kethra Prime began with a soft wind and the soft sound of leaves. The joint team's corvette returned to the same landing pad where it had lifted off. Medics helped the refugees step down in small groups. Council workers brought warm blankets and clear water. Each person passed under a quiet arch that scanned for injuries. Staff Sergeant Maya Ortiz stood nearby with a clipboard slate and gave calm nods to people as they went by. She did not make a speech. She just made sure each small need found a small answer. Commander Varen watched from the edge of the pad. His armor gleamed in the early light, but his face showed less iron and more thought. Archivist Thalen arrived with a portable recorder. He greeted Maya with a slight bow. The council thanks you, he said. The record is already helping people understand. They did not expect a rescue to look like steady breathing. Maya smiled once. Steady breathing helps the hands, she said. Hands do better work when air moves slow. A chime sounded from the council hall. The chair requested a final briefing for all delegates. The hall would be full. Ambassadors had called others to come and see. Varen tilted his head toward Maya. We speak together? He asked. If you wish, she said without pride. They walked side by side across the plaza. People turned to watch them. The human Marine with a small case and the Xyrix commander with heavy boots. Blue-leaf shadows moved across the stones like gentle water. The doors opened and the room welcomed them with soft light and the wide curve of seats. The chair of the council raised a hand. We saw your work, she said. We saw patience used as a tool. Now we ask for clear words. What do humans mean by war crimes? Why do you put these lines in your own way? And what should this hall do next? Maya placed her projector on the table. She did not show weapons or battle paths. She showed a simple list. First, she said, we mean that people who are not fighting are not targets. Civilians on ships, families in homes, unarmed crew in marked sections. Second, we mean that medics and rescue ships are protected. Third, we mean that if someone puts down a tool and surrenders, they must be treated fairly. Fourth, we mean that signs and markers must be honest. Do not use a medical symbol to hide harmful tools. Fifth, we mean that the force used must fit the goal. If a door will open to a kind word, do not break it. If an engine can be made safe, do not pretend it cannot. And sixth, we mean that truth matters. Record what you do and let others see it. She took a breath. When these lines are crossed, we name it a grave wrong. We keep a record. We bring those responsible to a fair court. We do not forget. A murmur moved around the hall. The words were simple, but they carried weight. Varen stepped up, his voice low. I mocked these rules yesterday, he said. I thought speed and noise were the same as strength. On the pirate ship, I saw a different kind of strength. Their plan built a calm road through a storm. No bystanders were harmed. My eyes cannot ignore that, the chair nodded. Thank you, she said. But the galaxy is not only pirates and rescue lights. Some enemies lie and build masks. They will try to use our lines as a shield while they break them in the shadows. Maya looked at the delegates. That is true, she said. Lines are not magic. People must hold them together. That is why we record our steps and share them. The record is the shield for truth. At that moment, an aide hurried to the chair and whispered quickly. The chair's face tightened. She touched the table and a live feed appeared above the chamber. A shuttle at the edge of the system. Transponder marked rescue, lights painted with the medical symbol. It broadcast a weak distress call. We are damaged, the voice said. We carry children from the pirate ship. We need safe landing. Several delegates stood in alarm. We must open the corridor, someone said. Let them in. Maya studied the screen without panic. Comms, she said to the hall's technician. Please rotate the feed through heat, then through signal timing. Show the frames side by side. The view switched. In the heat view, the shuttle's outer hull looked cooler than expected, as if a plate had been added recently. In the timing view, the transponder blink was a fraction late at each cycle, like a voice that learned a song but missed the beat by half a step. Thalen leaned forward. It is not right, he said softly. It is built to look right, but it is wrong. Varen's hand went to his helmet and then fell to his side. He waited for Maya to speak. Open a channel, Maya said. The comms tech nodded. Maya spoke in calm, clear words. Unidentified shuttle, you are near a protected world.
You are using the medical symbol.
This symbol is honest or it is nothing. By neutral law, you must stop and identify. If you are true, you will be safe. If you are false, you must change course and stand down. This is recorded. You will not be harmed if you comply. The shuttle did not slow. Its voice repeated the same line again and again. Damaged children, safe landing now. But now that the feed showed truth frames, the hall saw the problem. The shuttle carried no rescue stretchers. It carried a hidden bay with hinged panels and hard edges. It was dressed as help, but it was not help. We cannot let it pass, the chair said, voice firm but worried. But if we stop it, and it is true. Maya tapped her projector and brought up a small plan. We do not strike hard, she said. We turn off its speed. We do not break the hull. We do not alarm the deck. We touch only the part that pushes. She spoke to the system guard ships on patrol. Target propulsion only, she said. Short pulse. Show your lights before you act. Speak the warning again. Record everything. 2 small Guardian craft slid into view, bright and steady. They flashed a clear pattern. Stop, identify, be safe. Then they sent a single, precise pulse toward the shuttle's drive cones. The shuttle shuddered and fell gently from fast drift into a quiet float. No fire, no smoke. Just a safe, slow stop. Board with care, Maya said into the open channel. Medics at the lead. Speak the offer. Fair treatment for anyone who steps away. The boarding team moved like a tide at dawn. They crossed the short gap with lines and magnets, opened the hatch with a standard code, and entered in single file. Body cam lights glowed. Voices were low. Hands open, a guardian said. If you need help, ask. If you surrender, sit. You will be treated fairly. Inside the shuttle, the team found not children, but crates of signal masks and false panels painted with the medical emblem, clean and new. A few pirates sat with tools on the floor, hands up, faces pale. One had a burn on his sleeve from a miswired lamp. A medic wrapped his arm in a cooling cloth. A camera caught his eyes soften in surprise. Back in the hall, relief flowed like a breeze. Some delegates sat down for the first time since the distress call began. Thalen exhaled slowly. The lines held, he said. Ferenn looked around the room. His voice carried clearly. You all saw what I saw, he said. The human method did not freeze when a trick appeared. It adapted and stayed true. If the shuttle had been real, the method would have helped it. Since it was false, the method caught it without harming anyone. The chair stood. Delegates, she said, we have watched a rescue and we have watched a test. I propose a common accord on conduct, based on the principles we saw in the simple list in front of us. She read the points again, slowly, so everyone could hear and measure them. Protect those who are not fighting. Safeguard medics and rescue ships. Accept surrender fairly. Keep symbols honest. Match force to the goal. Record the truth. One by one, lights around the circle changed from white to green as delegations marked support. The Xerix light turned green first. Ferenn pressed the plate without waiting for another to move. He did not look to see who noticed. Thalen's voice warmed. Let the record show this day, he said, when a fair road was drawn and proud feet chose to walk upon it. After the vote, the hall relaxed, but the lesson stayed bright. A reporter approached Maya in the side corridor. Some are asking if this method makes humans more dangerous, the reporter said. They say your calm lets you win without loud force. Does that scare your rivals? Maya thought for a moment. The blue leaves outside showed through a tall window. The wind made them whisper. We are not trying to scare anyone, she said. We are trying to be reliable. If we must act, we will act with the lines drawn, and we will hold them. People can trust that. Even those who do not like us can trust it. The reporter nodded and stepped back, satisfied. A child from the rescued shuttle, now cleaned up with a fresh blanket folded over one arm, walked up and looked up at Maya. Thank you for the lights, the child said. They made the path easy. Maya crouched so her eyes were level with the child's. That is what rules are, she said. Lights for hard days. When the child left, Varen joined her at the window. For a moment, they watched the leaves move. He spoke without pride and without shame. I thought strength was a hard hand, he said. Today I learned it can also be a steady one, Maya nodded. A hard hand without a steady mind breaks what it tries to hold, she said. A steady mind helps a hard hand do only what is needed. Thalen walked up, carrying his recorder like a treasured book. History favors days that give language to courage, he said. Today we found good words. As evening came, lanterns lit the paths between the trees. The peace fair reopened, small and bright, as if to remind everyone why the hall had argued for rules in the first place. The human booth played a clip of the ocean again. The wave rose and curled and did not